Good evening. Anna Stanislaw is off tonight. Well, North Battleford RCMP are on the lookout for a suspect accused in an armed robbery at a business. Now, it happened shortly before 10 p.m. last night. Police say a suspect armed with a knife entered a business on the 1100th block of 107th Street and demanded money. Now, he got away with an undisclosed amount. Luckily, no one was injured in the incident. Now, anyone with information is asked to call RCMP at 306-446-1720. Well, Lakeland College has a new crop of graduation students ready to make their mark in the workforce. And as Graham McCann reports, the future is bright as they embark on their next journey.
There are convocations going on all around the world in the months of May and June, but very few groups of graduates will have the breadth of opportunity that you face going out into the world.
And even fewer graduates have the honors and set goals that Haley Dayton has. She is a university transfer student that has received the President's Medal, an award for outstanding achievements in academics and leadership. And on top of that, she's the 50th student to receive the award in 100 years. She is headed to the University of Saskatchewan to finish her Bachelor of Arts and then will enter the Master's program in Social Psychology.
And once I finish my Master's of Applied Social Psychology, my goal is actually to found an organization to bring mental health awareness and mental illness education to kids in the school system.
I'm actually the first of 3 sisters to go to post-secondary and graduate, so it actually means a lot to me.
Vic Juba received a Distinguished Citizen Award and an honorary degree at the Convocation. Juba has worked for years with Husky and knows the value of a post-secondary education. He congratulates students that have not just jumped into the workforce, but have acquired extra skills. Even though Lloydminster may offer many high-paying jobs right out of high school, they are not stable when harder times hit.
We've been there. We've had this happen back in 1985 when Husky did let a lot of people go, and we looked at their credentials, and if they had a degree or diploma, that was a plus in their favor, and a lot of those were retained rather than let go.
And he added that graduation is not a celebration of the end of something. It's really the beginning for the chance of a more successful life.
Until you get involved with people, find out about their needs and how you can help, and you know in the end result is something's going to be better.
It's just been one challenge to lead us up to the big challenge of being out in the world as an adult.
Graham McCann, Newcap News.
Meanwhile, nostalgia was in the air at the Lloydminster Comprehensive High School this afternoon. Now, more than 100 alumni gathered for their 30-year reunion, making it a special time to connect with old classmates and teachers. Annika Notveit was there and has more.
It was hugs all around, as it's been decades for many of these classmates since they last saw each other. It was also some time since they walked these halls.
Is this Mr. Frizzell's class?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But for these high school sweethearts, they've been at each other's side since graduation.
We had one English class together.
No, and we also had algebra.
Oh yes, that's right.
And she sat right behind me. And we weren't dating at the time, and I had to retake that class. So I'm thinking I was distracted.
Reminiscing throughout the school holds a special meaning for them, as this is where their relationship took flight.
Becoming adults together, I think, is part of what makes our marriage successful, right? We grew up together. We were kids together, and we shared the same life experiences.
The connection to each other and the school was obvious, and Monica Brophy recalls the high school had a lot to offer.
Friendships and clubs, probably. Clubs are awesome. A lot of people that I went to high school were in different clubs, and I think that really was a good thing. It probably helped them outside of high school life afterwards.
Very stable school, lots of mature kids, very responsible, and the staff was fun. We had lots of fun as a staff.
Walking these halls brings back a lot of memories, not only for the students, but also for the teachers who were here 30 years ago. They say catching up with the students now, they're not surprised at the success of the class of '84.
The ones I've talked to are in good, responsible jobs, and they've got up the ladder, you know. No, that doesn't surprise me, because when you have that kind of ambition and so on, and they're doing things...
McCann says the years don't seem to matter, as they can pick up where they left off.
It was a great experience, a lot of nice memories. I think that's why so many people come back. We have a graduating class of 200 and some. I think we have 119 that are here. That speaks something to the experience that we had here.
Annika Notveit, Newcap News.
A new tourism initiative is underway for rural Alberta. The Alberta Recreational Trails Partnership is an organization bringing together the various provincial trail groups to coordinate all the paths province-wide. Now, the initiative towards developing a trail system that enhances the experience for users. Clubs have run these trails on a volunteer basis in the
These
past.
represent clubs across our province who have been doing a lot of work on trails in Alberta for many years, but we've never had a province-wide coordinated body that works on the development of trails in a way that is leading towards a sort of a province-wide network. There's a long list of different things that we hope to accomplish.
Richard Starke says the 2-year pilot project will include maintaining the trails with proper signage and work on legal status so they can be protected. He adds Alberta has the highest ownership of off-highway vehicles anywhere in Canada, and he hopes to keep residents using the trails
in the winter months,
here.
For example, that we have a lot of Albertans traveling into British Columbia because they have, some, very well-established snowmobiling areas.
$500,000 for the project will be funded by the government. Well, the Lakeland area is getting warmed up for a big concert tonight at the C2 Center in Bonnyville. 90s rock band Three Doors Down is gearing up to rock the city. Fraser Snowden is there and has more. Fraser?
Thanks, Nariman. I'm standing inside the C2 Center where crews are busy getting ready for the acoustic set. I had a chance to sit down with the artists Chris Henderson and Brad Arnold before the show. The two have been on tour with the acoustic show for almost a year now and say the idea of it just came up randomly.
We really based it off of a show that we had in Nashville, and the show just went over so good, we thought to ourselves, why shouldn't we take this on tour? And it's been almost a year now and we're still enjoying it.
They have been all over the States and across the western parts of Canada, including Calgary. They say there was a reason they chose to come all the way up to Bonnyville.
If you play in New York or LA or something like that in the States, it's fun. Those are places they have shows every night, and so people really don't get that excited about it. You can go have a good show and people enjoy it, but when you come somewhere that has 2 concerts a year and you're one of them, it's like everybody comes, and it's just a lot of fun like that.
Stay tuned for the full story on tomorrow's newscast. From the C2 Center in Bonnyville, I'm Fraser Snowden.
Well, hundreds of local families hit up Bud Miller Park today for some fun in the sun. All right, well, today was Family Day in the park as the Border City Optimist Club held their annual event. This has been happening for more than 15 years now, and the kids and their parents, it's a fun little treat on a sunny afternoon.
And you gotta climb the rock walls, and there's bouncy houses, and yeah, it's just really fun.
So what was your favorite thing?
Climbing the rock wall.
I think the best part today, what I saw, was probably mostly when we went to the petting zoo, because I just love animals. They're fun to look at and play with.
It's just a chance to get the kids out. There's lots of activities that they can do. There's the petting zoo, the bounce house, and the wagon ride. So it's just something that gives us a chance to come out as a family and enjoy.
And of course, one of the biggest factors as to why the event was successful was that Mother Nature cooperated.
It tested our optimism this morning, but we've been tested a few times over the years, and we have had a beautiful day today.
The CPCA Tour makes a stop in Little Pine, Saskatchewan this weekend. Shane Nolan looking to continue his winning ways after taking the first title in the first show of the year in North Battleford. But it would be a wily veteran who stole the show on Friday night, the fastest time coming in the final heat of the day. So with the call, here's Jason Lee.
There's the horn and a nice jump. B&R Eccles transporting Shane Nolan and BJ Carey as well off that number 1. We're going to get all 3 out and running. Brian Labicane on the far outside. He's going to pull them back and tuck along that stove rack of BJ Carey, who has the lead. And Cochin Holdings keep on trucking mechanical. BJ is trucked to the lead, but to BJ's right elbow are the leaders of B&R Eccles and Shane Nolan down the back stretch. They turn him, and right in beside along the rail, right by the Shane Nolan tarp, are the lead lead horses of Brian Laboucaine, the Sidekicks Express, and Dave Coe. Brian's not going to let him get too far ahead of him. He's going to keep him in tow and keep him in line, and then he's going to look for that lane down the home stretch. Right now, quarter number 3, we pick up the leader in BJ Carey. Cochin Holdings and Keep On Trucking Mechanical only by a half wagon length lead on Shane Nolan, your North Battleford champion. He wants to show him how it's done here at Little Pine as well. And of course, the veteran Brian Laboucaine and the Sidekicks Express. They're going to turn it for home, Little Pine. The 3 big gunners of the CPCA charge for home. This one is nose to nose to nose. It's going to be Brian Laboucaine and the Sidekicks Express coming from the backside.
What a final turn by Brian Laboucaine to take it. The legend in his final race this season showing the boys how it's done as he picks up his second day money already this season. Laboucaine racing quite the deficit after being in third the entire time. He finished with the fastest time at 1:15.68. In second place is Wayne Knight, fresh off his 57th birthday on Thursday. He finished just 1/100th of a second behind Laboucaine. Rounding up the top 5 are his son Jamie and the Mitswings, who all were within a few hundredths of a second as well. Some tight racing for sure, and I'm sure it'll continue on day 2 tonight, starting at 6:30.